LA Times owner. We endorsed Karen Bass. That was a mistake. Whoa. We had a New York reporter yesterday, a New York Times investigative reporter was showing some remorse about the coverage over Kavanaugh, Justice Kavanaugh years ago, right? We have, what's his name? Bezos didn't endorse anybody this year. The Washington Post didn't endorse. And now he's praising Trump. Washington Post has changed. We want the media to change, not become conservative, to become journalists. And now, so you have the New York Times, at least one person we can see some. You have the Washington Post, and now the LA Times. These are the papers of record. These are major. This is a positive cultural shift. We are seeing change. We are seeing people listen to what he says. All right, let me bring this up. Let me share. Well, I got to keep moving. We're running out of time already. It's crazy. Keep with me, man. This is good stuff. We're on fire today. All right, let me play this. This is LA Times owner, and this is on Dr. Patrick Soon-Shiong, the owner of the Los Angeles Times, talks with two-way Sean Spicer. He used to be the press secretary for Trump, about his regret in endorsing Karen Bass for mayor. It's 2 minutes and 40. Spicer goes on a little bit in the beginning, and then we'll play. So let me am I sharing this? Yeah, I'm sharing. Okay, and we go and we play. And I make full.
And I know that during a difficult time like this, it's tough to talk about the politics and the policies, but I think it's hard not to. How do you think? I mean, I've seen more people that tweet and speak openly about the competence and the accountability among public officials in a way that I haven't from certain groups and people that normally wouldn't say certain things about the mayor or the governor. How much are they, in your opinion, to blame for the policies, whether it's things like the brush, the fire department, et cetera, et cetera? Because I feel like some of there's only so much you can do during the crisis, but I sort of, at least from out here on the East Coast, have seen more people in the LA community that probably were very supportive of Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass in the past, openly be critical of both of the two. Where is that line? Where is that line right now in the middle of a crisis, and how much are they holding them accountable?
Well, first of all, we'll accept some blame, right? So at the LA Times, we endorse Karen Bass. I think right now in front, that's a mistake, and we admit that.
All right, let's stop right there. All right, good for him. You see what they're doing? There's a major realignment going on. These guys, they know their papers are in trouble. They represent it's been uncovered. It's an apocalypse, not in the sense of the end of the world like we talk about, but Peter Thiel's point, it's an unveiling, unveiling of the truth. It's revealed. The realities that we've seen, but what seemed to be like denied, and we were suffocated by this false reality, has now been unveiled. The apocalypse, the showing of the reality of what face to face with the truth. Of course, in biblical terms, face to face with God, but this is face to face with reality, truth, authentic living. And here he is. He's taken some responsibility. This is amazing. This is a big story. This is a big story. Bezos, big story. Investigative reporter for the Times showing remorse about the passing Kavanaugh. Big story.
So I thought it was very important early on for me to come out. And I think we were one of the few to say competence matters. We got maybe 20, 23 million views to show how that was really dear to the heart of most people, whether you're right or left. And it's an interesting thing is that maybe we should think about how we elect people.
Competence matters. It's a reminder of just how off kilter we were that somebody has to say that. Competence matters. I mean, can you imagine we live in a world where somebody has to come onto a podcast, a man of his success, business world success, owning a paper of that significance, needs to make a proclamation. It's almost an apology to admit that competence matters. And maybe we should start electing people based on their ability to actually govern, in the sense of being competent administrators. Never forget where we have been and where we are. It's not just that he's saying it, but that he has to say it. That is spellbinding.
On the basis of, did they actually run a job? Did they actually make a payroll? Do they understand what it is? And rather than having professional politicians whose only job is really to run for office, there's nothing, I'm not trying to be disparaging, but I think we are at the stage now of the nation and the world, and there's many things we'll talk about even in healthcare, that you really need people to understand how it affects a man in the street, how it affects the working type of person. And I think President Trump in this election has understood that, and he's become truly a Republican Party, as you said. He's become the Democratic Party in terms of addressing the problems of the man in the street. So competence absolutely matters, and I'm glad that that's been taken up as almost a meme now, that competence matters.
You've been very clear.
All right. So there you go. Competence matters. Let's keep moving on. Two thoughts. Trump has radically changed things. When he came in, that was his whole approach. Remember Forbes used to run for president every year? It's like, and the idea that put a businessman who, and there it is. It's just flushed out. Okay. And this is, like him or not, the landscape has changed, and it's changed for the better. Who can disagree that competence matters? That a man who makes payroll, how many people in the Senate, Mitch McConnell and Harry Reid of past, and make payroll, have the responsibility of creating value in their companies that results in a monetary form, dollars, and have to pay people so they can pay their rent and feed their kids. It's a huge responsibility. Musk, this is what Musk, the whole thing, right? To get the government out of everything, get it out. Can't go to space. Only government can go to space. No, private company to space. Oh, he doesn't understand the needs of the real people. He doesn't understand the needs of all his employees. When the Democratic congressmen or senators criticize Trump, Musk, how could he possibly understand the normal day-to-day life of an American? Think about what you're saying. They live in a completely insulated world, non-reality, where they don't have to make payroll. They have no responsibility, because anything they do is never accounted for. They live off the government, where a man, who's a billionaire for sure, his company has to provide salaries and benefits for those people directly. But he has they have a better, they are the ones who do have no idea. They have no idea what it's like to make a payroll, as the LA Times owner is saying. All right, let's move.